watching out for Impimpi, looking freedom square in the eyes.
Yeah, man. This goes out to all of the people living in South and worldwide. You know, love, respect. Bushman said so. Roots man rocking to the now and then. My people got food by a book and a pen. Before we could even count to 10, the missionary man divided them. Now MCs chanting on the master's plan, while we still standing on the tribal gem.
Ms. Titus is an active community builder since the age of 15. She is known to the communities of the city of Cape Town as a spoken word artist, a freelance journalist, a cultural entrepreneur who runs the Purple House Arts Cafe from her home. Irma is a zealous and resilient soul who excels in various roles in multimedia projects, particularly on local memory and history of grassroots civic organizing. Today, she serves as our moderator. Welcome, Irma.
Goedemiddag en hallo naar allemaal hier in Mzansi and abroad. I think first things first is Happy Women's Month for everybody. Those who identify with women and the struggle against patriarchy. Ne? Thank you very much, Professor, for such an explosive lecture. Indeed, it was inspirational for especially how you blended biblical theology and liberation theology. We need more restless people in the church. I think I'm one of them.
The teachings of His Majesty is like a fountain. My strength lies hidden in the mountain. The people of the bow and arrow.
People coming out of working class communities, we need to practice self-determination, because I think we're stuck in a codependent relationship with government. And like with any codependent relationship, as a victim, you need to move towards becoming a survivor. You need to take a stand and say this relationship is not working. Because as the learner earlier said, is that a lot of young people today experience that intergenerational conflict where their parents still revere the old leadership of the ANC, which is clearly corrupt. So I feel there's an intergenerational conflict that is holding us back. So if we can just revisit the chant of people's power that stood tall in the 80s, then I think we can move forward. Because when we talk about government or governance, what are we actually talking about? Are we talking about the state and the parliament? Or are we talking about how do we run our communities? How do we run our families? And if we're going to take our agency back, it needs to start in our street. We need to talk about the class issue. And welcome to everyone, friends and family, that you made it here tonight. As Benita indicated, tonight is a special edition of the Supper Club, the Fearless Voices. This is the first part of a very loaded debate. This is why we have these three incredibly fearless young voices here tonight to share their stories of organizing youth in their respective communities. Kom ons gee vir hulle 'n hande klop, man. Ja, so ek hoop ons kan lekker kuier vanaand. I think the time is now, Sekunjalo. Let's close the gap, the intergenerational gap right here by opening it to the floor to take some comments. So I'm really inspired tonight, having come together. Our grassroots is offline. Even though we want your solidarity online, grassroots is still offline. Smart Cape is not always accessible in the location. They only give us 100 megs a day. So do bear that in mind if you don't see the grassroots activists online. I want to end off by sharing this quote, which pretty much inspired my participation in this conversation tonight. It says, it's by Julius Malema, after being sworn in at the Pan-African Parliament last year. Open quote.
Majority of African parliaments are constituted
unacceptable.
by old age. Old age will even be determining plans and calling them 2030 plans, 2063 plans, knowing very well they will not even be here. So we need the young ones who will put a plan which they know if they don't implement, they can still be held accountable. Close quote. Dames en here, baie dankie.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, my name is I am from Black. We call ourselves Black because it stands for Bonteheuwel Legacy Arts Collective. I'm one of many vibrant artists in Bonteheuwel. We go by the slogan, switching on our power, because that's the only way to build cooperative governance and sustainability.